Hello, welcome to section 10.2 extension. In the event that I use the book for the homework assignment here, the answers, but sometimes I do a worksheet. So if it's a worksheet, the answers are in our Schoology folder. So we're going to learn a new form of graphing today, and hopefully I have 3 graphs on here. And what I want you to do is take a look at the equations for the graphs and the graphs themselves and see if you can come up with any relationships here. You'll see this here is at 2, and this here is at -3. You'll see here this is at -1. This here is at -4. You'll see here this is at 7, and this is at 3. So all of these spots where the graph crosses the x-axis here, those are all the x-axis. Those are the solutions, or the roots of the equation. So like if we solve this, it'd be x equals 2, x equals -3, and those are the values where the graph crosses the x-axis. So that's going to be what we're working with today. I'm just going to go straight into an example here. Let's just go with this one right here. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. You're going to look at your equation right here, and you're going to find the roots, -1 and 5. All right, we're going to plot -1, we're going to plot 5. Now those are the roots. Now our graph is symmetrical, so we can find the middle of those, and just basically that's the average. -1 plus 5 divided by 2, that's 4 divided by 2 equals 2. That's going to be our axis of symmetry right there. So we're going to dot this line in here because that's where the graph is symmetrical about. Now I want to find the vertex. That's the last step. You only need 3 points when you're doing intercept form. It's kind of a nice one. So you're going to take 2 and you're going to plug it in for x. So -3, and then 2 minus 3 is, or 2 minus 5 is -3. So we have 3 times -3 is -9. And then that makes it positive 9. So the vertex is 2, 9. And the vertex should be on our axis of symmetry, which it definitely is. And there is your parabola. That's it. So that's all I gotta do. I'm gonna do one more example for you guys. Let's find our roots here. X equals 5, x equals -1. This one looks awfully similar. It is similar, except for there's a -2 here, so that's the only thing that changes. So my first is at 5, my other one here. Then I'm gonna so there's my my roots, my x-intercepts. And then what I'm going to do is find the axis of symmetry. It's right in the middle. And you can use 5 plus -1 divided by 2 if you want to use that to find your axis of symmetry. Now to find the vertex. Okay, so here's my axis of symmetry right there. Now for the vertex, what we're going to do is we're going to take the axis of symmetry, plug it into the equation. Y equals -2, and then plug in 2 in for x. That's -3 times 3. As you can see here, our vertex is going to change. We have -9 times -2 is positive 18. So the vertex is going to be like way up here. We'll call that 18. And there is your parabola. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So if the equation is not in factored form, we're going to factor it out. So this I can start with a GCF. So we've got 2 times x squared minus 4. This is one of our square root questions, or square root polynomials. So it's x minus 2, and then x plus 2. Now could you say, well, could I just graph it like we did in 10.1? Sure. This method is I think a little bit quicker. Okay, so I just did all of that there. I'm going to go, I want my graph here. I'm going to move my graph up a little bit. I'm going to slide this up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, sorry about all the clutter. I'm going to start with my 2 roots, 2 and -2. And my axis of symmetry is right in the middle there at 0. Okay, so I'm going to plug in 0, and here's a little tip for you. You can plug in 0 into this equation. axis of symmetry x equals 0, so you can actually plug it in right there. It's actually easier. So I plug in 0 for x, that gives me negative 8. Because 0 squared is 0 times 2 is 0, 0 minus 8 is negative 8. And right there, that's our vertex. Draw your parabola and you're done. Nice and easy. So, if it's not in factored form, you can put it into factored form using all the skills we learned in chapter 9. We're going to do number 16 as a class tomorrow, and that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in.